Funkin' fans, ladies and gentlemen, Nice Guy community, welcome back, welcome back. It is the Thursday edition of the Nice Guys Own Business podcast. My name is Doug Sandler.
And I am JJ Flazanes. Welcome to Women, Men, and Relationships.
This is the best.
This is the next week.
Wow.
Of our show.
This is great. This is great. All right. So just to give you a really brief setup, Strickland is driving his family between Austin, Texas, and between Washington, D.C. and Austin, Texas. And JJ and I are co-hosting this show, and we're simulcasting actually Women, Men, and Relationships and the Nice Guys Own Business podcast. Both shows we co-host. Well, no,
no,
no.
I'm a regular guest on the Nice Guys Own Business. You are a standard co-host for Women, Men, and Relationships.
Of course, that's how it should be.
Okay.
Okay.
Look at
When we last left you in our last recording, we were talking about we were going to get to a really juicy subject called
sex.
And that's where we are right now.
Yeah, and actually, we've done a whole bunch of sex conversations on Women, Men, and Relationships.
I thought you were going to say we've done a whole bunch of sex between now and then, but it seems like not.
Okay. We're going to keep moving. So we were talking about the differences between men and women biologically, how we communicate, how we think and act differently.
See, children, men have a penis. Women have a vagina. Is that a whole different...
No, actually, so I was addressing mostly the women on the last show by saying, ladies, you treat your men like hairy women. All right, let's flip that over, though. Men, you treat your women like self-indulgent men. You think that they're overly emotional, self-indulgent men, and you expect your women to think like you. It works in reverse. And until it's like speaking a different language. You know, you wouldn't go to a country, like literally to a country that you don't know the language, and then get upset that they don't understand your language.
Well, we do. As Americans, we do.
That's why no one likes us.
Right. It's so true. It's like we go into a store in Paris and we expect the shopkeeper, the owner, to speak English. And we're like, when they don't speak English, we get pissed. And they get pissed at us because they think that we think that they should speak English.
Right. Well, if you're a normal human being who isn't an asshole and you go to another country that has another language and you understand that it would be nice if you learned their language because you're in their country, then it's the same situation with men and women. So women are not like you. They're not single-focused. They don't get to the point. They want to tell a story. They're about connection and feeling. They want to interrupt you every time you talk because they want you to know that they're listening, not because they want to disrespect you. So instead of getting upset at them because they have interrupted you and you feel very frustrated that you can't get to the point because now you've lost your point because they interrupted you, try to remember and have patience for and compassion for that they interrupted you because they actually are listening and want to be connected.
And women, just know that when you are doing the dishes, let's say, and your man comes up from behind you and grabs you and even when you have those ugly purple gloves on and all they want to do is go down on you, let them, okay? Because I think it's really important. You don't have to necessarily feel sexy every time your man wants you. Maybe sometimes you do, but not every time.
All right, that's a perfect segue.
Yes.
Thank you, Doug, for letting everyone know exactly what he wanted me to know about what happens when I'm doing the dishes. So,
yeah, and I think I tell you pretty much every time.
Yeah, I know. So it's better, right? It's better.
Yes, it's
okay,
absolutely better.
All right,
we've moved the bedroom much closer to the kitchen.
Oh my God. Okay, so let's talk about sex in a more direct way, in a more masculine way. Okay. Than we have on other episodes of Women, Men, and Relationships. We're talking about all kinds of in-depth things about enlightened sex. So if anyone on Nice Guys wants to hear several weeks of enlightened sex, talking about masculine and feminine energies, whatever. Anyway, it's been a really great conversation, and we're continuing it. Not right now, but in the future. This is going to be more like kind of direct and what do I want to say? Dirty. What's that phrase? Something and dirty. What's the phrase?
Down and dirty.
Down and dirty, whatever. Yeah, down and dirty.
Okay. Wow.
So women feel connected to men through touch and through sensuality. And I use the terms and I sort of make the parallel of women are ovens and men are blowtorches, right? So
that's great. I love that.
Women need to heat up. You turn it on.
No.
And they need to heat up.
Just give me some flint and turn the gas on. Maybe I'm on.
And you guys, and it's because your unit's on the outside of you, so you're constantly being stimulated. Versus what stimulates us is sort of tucked away on the inside, so it takes a little while,
That's
right?
Very good. That's a very good way to explain it.
Okay. So because of that, a woman is not always in the mood to have sex with you and sometimes needs a couple different things in order to get in the mood. And I know for me, for a while, I didn't like the idea of faking it. I wanted to be authentically in the same place.
But now she's okay with making it.
No.
Where are we going here?
No.
Where are we going?
Hold on.
I'm just kidding.
So for women, honestly, especially depending on the quality of sex sometimes isn't that important. Now, some women are going to be like, oh my God, it's so important to me. I'm not saying across the board, generally, only about 30% of women have orgasms, and which is crazy. And I know you guys may not even know that, but in most of those women, that 30%, most of them don't even have vaginal orgasms. They have clitoral orgasms. So there's this whole like that conversation, right? So remembering that women don't need sex as much as men do, men feel more connected to you when they have sex. Sex is how they connect. And sometimes it's not just about sex, it's about connection.
It's about attitude. Oh my gosh, it's like a fucking attitude adjustment. I mean, we've had this conversation a couple of times.
We're going to tell the story.
Okay,
we're totally telling the story.
Great. Fine, that's good.
So we were in Baltimore a little over a week ago. We'll be there by the time you're listening to this. We'll be just coming back.
Thanks, Mom.
And Mom was out of town.
Yep, that's why I was thanking Mom.
Right, and we had some really fun sex, and because we kind of. We had the place to ourselves, and not that it felt like necessarily naughty or anything, but for me, it was being in a new place, and nobody's there, and there's no responsibilities. I have no connection to anything, so I'm completely present to be with you. And we'd had a great day, and you wore really nice clothes, and your eyes were really nice. And anyway, I was all turned on.
Way to go, oven.
Yeah.
Way to go,
so,
oven.
So yeah, my oven was on.
Yeah.
I was all heated up, right?
You were on broil, I believe.
Right. Okay. So great, like sex in Maryland, and then we come back and get back into the grind of daily life. And so I don't know, maybe 5 days in, 6 days in. Do you want to talk about what happened for you?
No, I'm trying to remember how the whole thing went down. I mean, you did this amazing thing with for me with stepping out of the sex for just a second. Hanukkah was last week or a couple of weeks ago, if you're listening on Women, Men in Relationships and tuning into this episode. So you did this really cool thing where you basically created this amazing meal from scratch for all the Hanukkah things like latkes and matzo ball soup and and what else did you do?
Challah.
And challah. And
homemade applesauce. Dairy-free sour cream.
This was ridiculous, off the hook. I mean, nobody has ever gone to this degree of preparation for me with cooking. I was like, whoa, this is really great. And then like 2 days later, it was my birthday, and you took me to this amazing meal. And you went to the nth degree for me. Okay, I've given it now the setup.
So now it's Wednesday. I think,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
It was Wednesday or Thursday. Maybe it was Thursday. And maybe it was Wednesday. Wednesday, you said to me, why don't you tell them what you were a little frustrated.
I don't even remember why
you
I was
said
frustrated.
I miss you. Right. Okay.
I miss you.
The brain eraser.
Yeah,
okay.
we had gone 6 days or 5 days without having sex.
Right. And so you said, I miss you. I don't feel connected to you.
Like,
I feel like you care about the cats more. And
it was just at that moment, I think. But
Right.
I was kind of putting it. I was bringing down this avalanche of feelings. I'm like, it's been, and I wasn't even connecting it with sex. And sometimes I forget that if I go 5 or 6 days without sex, sometimes I forget I need this attitude adjustment, and the attitude adjustment is sex.
Right, but you didn't even think it was.
No.
So you're rolling over and saying, I miss you. I don't feel as connected to you. This is Wednesday or Thursday. I don't remember which day, because it was Wednesday or Thursday, and here we are. No, it was Wednesday, because you.
No, you put the sign up as soon as you put the sign up.
Okay, whatever.
I
It
know
didn't
a lot
matter.
of these things.
So I got mad because, like you said, I went all day cooking and preparing and buying you 8 Hanukkah gifts.
So good.
And wrapping them.
Amazing.
And, Sunday, and then Tuesday's your birthday.
I'm a big shit.
And then on Wednesday, he's like, I don't feel connected to you. I miss you. I feel like you pay more attention to the cats.
Wait. But I just want to let you know, I was using my words.
Okay, you're absolutely right.
Totally
and I left
was
there.
using my words. I was using words. I was not just like
Yes.
sulking in the corner. I didn't even know why. I was like, as soon as you said, oh my God, like we went to the movies on your birthday and we had this great dinner and I did this stuff for Hanukkah. And as soon as you said all that, I'm like, God, I really suck. I mean, yeah, she did all these really and I know you weren't saying it for that reason, but I was thinking in my mind, why am I being so hard on her? Oh, I haven't gotten laid in about 5 or 6 days.
Right. So that was the setup that I was trying to make.
Yes.
So you had said this on Wednesday, and I heard you, and I said to you, so this is about sex. And you said, no, it's not just about sex. Like, I don't feel like you're focused on me. And I didn't say anything, but it did kind of trigger me because I thought, are you fucking kidding me? I'm not focused on you. So, but I said, so this is really about sex. And you're like, well, no, not just about sex. I'm like, okay.
I didn't, because I was being blinded by the fact that we're laying in bed and when I'm trying to have a conversation with you, and there's like 3 cats like lying all around you, and I'm like, I can't even sleep because the cats the night before were just like on Tuesday night, the cats were like all in my grill, and I'm like, oh God, and you weren't focused on me, and I just blew it.
Okay. So this is what you're thinking. So I left this conversation on Wednesday. I don't know that I ever left the house. Maybe I did, but I remember being appreciative because in a past relationship, here's how this would have been handled. I would have been punished. There wouldn't have been words used. I would have been yelled at. There would have been frustration. So here's something you can learn from Doug. A lot of you.
I've taught you something.
No, not me.
No, I've taught men something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying this is something that you do well.
Yes.
You used your words, and you sort of took responsibility, even though you kind of blamed me for not focusing on you. But you were at least trying to voice what was going on, and you were asking for help with it. And a lot of men, because you don't understand your emotions or your thoughts or your feelings, get mad, and then you stew on it. You tell a story about it, and you get upset, and then you're mean, or you're short-tempered, or you're distant, or you withhold love and attention, and then it just blows up when it doesn't need to. So what was really great about this is that it only took a couple days, but you talked about it. Now, ladies, I appreciated that very much, and I wanted to tell you that I appreciated that, except it happened again Thursday morning. You got out of bed Thursday because you were frustrated still, and that the abandonment part of leaving me in bed and not and being frustrated when you used to have more patience pissed me off because, as we said, when you said, I don't feel like you have focused on me, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I shopped all day, cooked all day, baked all day on Sunday, shopped for you for Hanukkah, we did 3 things for your birthday. I planned ahead, blah, 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 right? And I'm like, I said, this is about sex. And you're like, well, maybe it is. Because at this point now, it's been about a week since we've had sex. So I said, okay. And we talked about it Thursday. And then I said, how about somewhere in the day, I said, why don't we have sex tomorrow? And he goes, well, I don't want it to be planned. I'm like, look, let it be planned. I need time and space to be prepared. I want to relax. I want to have a nice dinner. I want to have a bath. the oven needs to turn on. Okay. and let's just call it what it is. So you could pick it up from here.
No, keep going. I like. So I know it was an attitude adjustment.
Right. So about what? So what? Friday night, you're like, wow, I didn't know that's exactly what I needed. So, and then of course, what I want to remind both men and women of: men, you connect emotionally with sex. And so when Doug had said to me, I don't feel like you're connected to me, it's because we hadn't had sex. And I knew that. But there was other reasons why it wasn't necessarily the right time. And for women, because again, remember the oven situation. No, I don't want to have sex every night when we get into bed at 9:30 or 10 o'clock when I have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. No, I don't want to have sex if we've just gotten done doing something and I'm exhausted and my back hurts or whatever. And my back really hurts, but I just mean in general. So again, there's that planning situation. So when I said, let's have sex Friday, okay, we're going to plan it. There's nothing wrong with that. You got what you needed. You feel better. All of a sudden you're patient again. All of a sudden you're happy again. All of a sudden you're like, wow, I guess that's what I needed. So women, your men need to get laid. And
that's great.
But you also can negotiate how it happens. I'm not saying, because I know I used to feel sometimes that I was being used, even in my long-term relationship. And that's not the case because, again, the whole blowtorch oven thing, if I'm not turned on, why should I give you sex when you've done nothing to help get me more into the same feelings that you're in? So this is for especially all of you men who are less in touch with your emotions than Doug. See, Doug's very romantic. Doug does the music. Doug does the touching. He loves foreplay. If you're not that man and your woman needs more from you and she doesn't want to have sex with you very much, maybe it's because you aren't turning on the oven ahead of time. And sometimes all it takes is a text message or a phone call or a note
Or a touch
of some kind. Put some music on. Like, you literally remember, they're not you. And they're also not you in the way that when you touch their body parts, they don't react the same as you. So when you just grab their boobs or grab their butt, it's not like them grabbing your penis. You know, when they grab your penis, you're like, oh, like there's this emotional, like you get aroused instantly. Women don't get aroused because you touch their genitals. They get aroused because you flirt with them mentally, because you warm them up like the oven, because you suggest things, you compliment them, you do whatever your woman needs, and from woman to woman that's going to be a different thing. So remember that how to get better sex and more sex more often is to have this understanding so that you're not mad when you don't get sex when you want it, guys. And women, you got to figure out a way to get your man laid by you and figure out a way that you can articulate what it is you need. Everybody wins in that situation. When you can say, and sometimes you don't know what you need. And then you can say, you know what? I don't know what I need. Let's try this. Make it fun. Have conversations about it and try to make it fun. So, because of, like, we were not going to record a podcast until we had sex because Doug needed to be clear-minded and focused.
I needed an attitude adjustment.
And an attitude
today.
adjustment.
Right. And I got one. This was good.
It's like when he told the story with Reverend Michael when he said he restored his personal comforts, right? That was the code for taking a dump, basically.
Oh,
right?
Yes.
Yeah, restoring his personal comforts. So you had an attitude adjustment, which now equals sex.
Okay. All right. So I think we've beaten the sex subject to death. Is there any other topics that you would like to talk about here?
Yeah, I'd like to continue talking about the differences between men and women, so people can have an understanding and be more empathetic and compassionate to their partner. When so many times people get upset, triggered, tell stories that aren't true, create drama where it's not even needed. So one of the things that we talked about on Tuesday's episode of The Nice Guys and last week on Women, Men, and Relationships was understanding of the storytelling versus the getting to the point, right?
Yep.
And the interrupting and the single focus versus diffused awareness. Ladies, men are looking for how they can help or fix. So words like need or help are going to be really good words. They're going to know what to do with that. It's like empowering. And women don't always want help or for you to fix something. So even if you're listening to this and you're a man and your woman is someone who always tells you stories and it irritates the fuck out of you because you're always waiting for her to get to the point and she never does, then you take it upon yourselves to ask your woman. So you say, honey, would you like me to do anything when you're done telling me this story? And if she says no, then you can listen or pay half attention, like whatever. If you're someone who can't remember details and you're just listen. I know everybody loves stories because you go to the movies, right? And you don't just go to the movies and say, I'm going to go step out until the end and I'm going to come back in at the end to see what happened.
Speaking of movies, how about that movie that we
Bohemian
saw?
Rhapsody?
God, Bohemian Rhapsody was crazy good. Oh my gosh. If you have not seen that movie yet, you've got to get out and see it. It's the story behind Queen. And it was a great Freddie Mercury. It was a great movie. Really great movie.
Anything you want to point out about that movie?
No, I think it was amazing. I never knew the life and times of Freddie Mercury. I didn't know that he was it Persian?
I think that's what you said you looked up.
Didn't realize that he was not from I know he was from the UK, but I didn't realize that his heritage is from I think it was Persia, if I remember correctly, from the Pakistani. He was Paki. Yeah, Pakistani. I didn't realize that about him. Just amazing movie. I would encourage you highly go and see it.
And I actually didn't even realize how many songs of Queen I knew. Like, I knew Bohemian Rhapsody. By the way, Kitten's here in case you hear her. Mm-hmm. Okay, she wants to be heard.
Sugar wants a little bit of sugar.
Yep. Okay, so I'm going to use a little bit of a cheat sheet from a course that I took many, many years ago and a company that I do promote.
Are you getting all serious about like relationship stuff here?
Okay, fine. I'll save it. I'll save it for since I have already taken up this much time on the nice guys being serious. We'll spend the rest of the time fucking around, not literally, because then I'll just save that for another day. So
I was just thinking about how great it was. I don't think we've recorded an episode since my birthday last Tuesday, and
this Tuesday.
Last Tuesday.
All right.
Last Tuesday. And I had a chance to actually be in shorts and a T-shirt down at the beach, FaceTiming several of my friends and family members, and loving that I was able to ride a bicycle on my birthday without slipping on the ice or anything like that. It was great. Oh my gosh, what a great experience. If you haven't had a chance to get to Southern California ever, you've got to go. I mean, it's beautiful. I'm a mile and a half from the beach from where we are, and this town is great. It's great. This is a great spot.
You also did a Facebook Live on the Nice Guys community.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot I did that. Yeah, Nice Guy community. Head over to niceshortcut.com. Hey, are we on the cruise right now? No. Are we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the women in relationships, we are.
Wow. We're on the cruise.
Yeah, but for Nice Guys, we're not.
So if the ship goes down, this will be their final installment of us.
Wow, way to put it out there.
Has there ever been a cruise ship that's sunk?
Yes.
Except for the Titanic, I mean.
I don't know. It's not something I really want to research. And do me a favor.
Yeah.
If you research it, don't tell me.
Oh,
because you get what you think about whether you want it or not. So don't tell me.
I'm just curious. So how awesome was it for us to have a holiday party?
It was good. So we had what is called the Candy Cane Lane Party. It is an annual event that I have done pretty much for the last, I believe, 6 years, 5 or 6 years.
How many podcasters can you get into one room at the same time?
Last night?
Yeah. Didn't we have a bunch of podcasters here too?
Marjorie, Ruby, Amy, you, and me. There's only 5 of us.
Okay, and their significant others.
Yes.
What is it like to be the spouse or significant other of a podcaster when they're in a room filled with other podcasters trying to get a word in edgewise? It's like all I wanted to do was set up the microphone and cut an episode.
Oh, that would have been fun.
That would have been fun.
Why didn't we do that?
I don't know.
Did you really have that thought?
No.
Oh, my God.
No, it would have been a great thought to have, though.
Okay, well, next, she just said all I wanted to do. So, in retrospect, all you wish you would have wanted to do.
Right, I guess that would probably be the better way to say it.
because you didn't actually think it. Because
No.
I would have agreed. That would have been really cool.
Yeah, so let's go. Let's just talk about the makeup of the people that were in the room and the unique and interesting variety of people that were in the room. Because we had a hypnotherapist, we had a healer. We have several business coaches that were in the room, right? We have, what do you consider yourself? Personal trainer and personal development specialist?
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, it is funny that you say that because every time we go past like a Wonder Woman display in the store, what's this with you and Wonder Woman?
What woman doesn't love Wonder Woman? Did you see the Wonder Woman movie?
No, I haven't seen the Wonder Woman movie.
Oh, you have to see the new Wonder Woman movie.
Before we go to the Wonder Woman movie idea, what's with you and Wonder Woman? Now, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I would not pick you out of a lineup of somebody that is a superhero fan.
Okay, I am.
I like Deadpool.
That's the only thing you keep saying.
I love Deadpool. What is up with Deadpool holiday party? A holiday movie.
I know nothing about Deadpool.
I saw an ad for it at the movie theater when we went to Bohemian Rhapsody.
I know. And you said, no, that can't be right.
That can't be right.
I'm like, it's hanging up in the movie theater. They don't make jokes.
I guess so. I thought they don't make jokes. It's like never yell fire in a crowded movie house. Yeah, they could be telling a joke, but I was like, hey, I didn't hear of the pre, nothing was said of a launch date or anything like that. When's it releasing? I guess around holiday time.
Well, look it up. Did you ever see Deadpool in the theater?
Did I see Deadpool 2? I think I did see Deadpool 2
in the theater.
I think so.
You must have gotten it at the very last time it was in the theater because you talked about it incessantly for like 4 months. I'm like, no movie stays in the theater that long. You kept saying, I need to see it. I need to see it.
I think I did. Maybe I saw it as I was traveling back east from, Companion Fair. Oh my God. We got so much to talk about. Jeez, this is going to be great.
Can we finish the party?
Oh yeah, sorry. So so we had the hypnotherapist, we had healers, we had coaches, we had me. I don't know what the DJ. Who else did we have in there? It was just a unique blend. And then
Teachers,
we had a teacher.
Jeff's a teacher.
Oh, that's right.
and
Jeff is a teacher and
Jaime
an unemployed specialist.
No, well, Jaime, I think, did like engineering. He does some kind of. He used to work for Verizon, and he's kind of did some kind of engineering.
So the setup is JJ makes all of this amazing food. She did everything homemade, most of it vegan.
No. All of it gluten free and dairy free.
Right,
I am not
sorry.
vegan. Everyone, I eat meat. Just don't eat dairy. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so you made this delicious menu. Then just vision the neighborhood has, and you probably have neighborhoods like this where you guys are from as you're listening to this too. There's one block in the neighborhood that just goes full tilt when it comes to decorations. So that is called Candy Cane Lane in this particular neighborhood in El Segundo, California. So the plan was for these 15, 20 people to come over to the house, do a little party, then we're all going to start en masse walking over to Candy Cane Lane, check it all out, and then take your time and then come back, and we will be waiting here when you get back. And I think it went off without a hitch, JJ. Went off without a hitch.
As your first Candy Cane Lane experience,
I think it was a grand experience.
Did you like it?
Yes, I think it was really good. I enjoyed the drinking that was involved. I started the evening with Fireball. No, not Fireball. Jack Fire, and I progressed into wine. And then, did I have anything? Did I have any other mixed drinks? I don't think I did.
Did you have the hot chocolate?
I did have oh my gosh, the sipping chocolate was wonderful. You did a really good job. The food was great. Drinks were great. Friends were great. It was really good, really good. And we started making, did we make plans for, no, we made plans for New Year's Eve earlier than that. I was thinking it was anybody there going to be with us New Year's Eve, but no.
What it brought up for me, I'm just going to get it just a tad bit
Just get
serious.
it out there. Throw it out there.
What it brought up for me, and you see how, so now you've been with me for like a real holiday event where I mean, you weren't here when I was cooking for Hanukkah. You were on a plane coming back, right? So, but it did the exact same thing. It started early in the morning, and I started one thing at a time, and
It's amazing. Your timing was really good.
And I went
through
the day, right? So I really started about 7 a.m. yesterday, and I finished at about 3. With a couple breaks in between. I had a client at 9, and we had a client at 10, and
we had to pay the gardener.
We had to go, yeah. So besides that, I mean, it took me that long to sort of prepare, and it wasn't as much food as I'm used to making. Like I do, kind of go full out. I'm Greek and Italian, and I grew up like this. And what it made me think was, one of the things that I think a lot of people are missing in their relationship with food and celebration and thing is that too many people don't cook anymore. Okay. So, Doug, when Hanukkah, hold on. So Hanukkah, I make homemade applesauce, and you said,
I said, "Holy shit! I did not know that applesauce came from apples." I'm like, "How the hell does that work?" Well, hold on. You got to keep in mind that yes, it is obvious that applesauce comes from apples, and yes, I did realize that applesauce comes from apples. But actually, the process of understanding where it comes from, it was kind of like the same bursting of the balloon when I finally really understood that mashed potatoes do not come from flakes out of a box. Like, they come from fucking potatoes that you mash. Mashed potatoes. Yes, that's exactly where they come from. But I grew up in a world that my green beans came out of a can.
Ick.
My asparagus was white.
Ugh.
My mashed potatoes came out of a box, and applesauce was Mott's.
Oy, oy.
And even come holiday time, my latkes are golden, which are 4 in a box, and you get them in the freezer section. Did not know that they actually come from shredding potatoes, onion, garlic, all of the seasoning. And I mean,
I had my food processor
Oh
out.
my God.
I was everything was
Fucking
homemade.
amazing.
I made homemade dairy-free sour cream, which is off the hook. Everything was homemade. And but that's how I roll. And even though it's a lot of work, and people used to say to me, "Oh, it's too much work. I don't want you to do that much work." I enjoy it. And I mean, I did grow up like this, so I saw it and I was involved in it, and I experienced the positivity of doing it. But a lot of people don't cook, and so they don't know how to cook, and so they come over and they have things and they're like, wow, like you made this.
You had 2 crock pots running at the same time. You had, I believe, maybe 2, possibly 3 of the burners going on the stove top. You had the oven working, and this is not a big kitchen. I mean, the house that we live in is what's this, like
1,200 square feet.
1,200 square feet. I mean, we don't live in a big house. It's 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom with a kitchen. It's a beautiful house, and it's perfectly situated to the beach, but it is not at all there
Large.
is not like extra space
Nope.
in here.
None.
We are very efficient with the space that we have, and in my opinion, it's the perfect size. I mean, I do love this house.
Well, I mean, there's a 2-car garage that has it's storage, right? And it is that is extra space because there's the
that's true.
washer and the dryer and the extra
Beautiful backyard, thanks to the gardener now.
Yeah,
Again,
and a pool and an
pool
outdoor
and
grill and outdoor
I mean,
seating.
It's got
and
everything. It just has it
outdoor
very,
heater.
very efficiently packed.
Right. So, yeah. So, anyway, my tangent here was just that I think that people's relationship with food would be healthier if you actually learned how to cook. Because there is an enjoyment to it. There's a meditation to it. If you're really into cooking, you actually don't even want to eat it. You eat less when you cook. I didn't eat at all while everybody was here. Like, I couldn't eat. I wasn't hungry. Not because I was tasting all the food too much, but then I've already had, like, this relationship with it. So when we got done with it, I did enjoy, after everybody left and we started to clean up, I sat down and enjoyed the one dish that I didn't get at Thanksgiving that is Thanksgiving to me that I made, and I do it for myself, so I never care if anyone else likes it because I'm gonna freeze it and eat it myself. But was this rice stuffing? So anyway, so I'm glad you enjoyed the party, and now that you've seen me in action, know that when I say I do Thanksgiving like that, but double that.
Wow.
In terms of the amount of food and the kinds of food. And then
I can't imagine where you actually put the food. There is like no countertop space after. When you're done with everything, it does look like a cyclone has gone through the kitchen, but it does clean up quickly because it is a small kitchen.
That's the benefit. So anyway, and I'll do the same thing for Christmas and probably New Year's. But it'll be, but it's fun, and I'm glad you appreciate it, and I'm glad you're finally on board with all my food.
Yeah, I love your food. The food is great. Oh my gosh, learning how to eat dairy-free, gluten-free, and has been not challenging at all.
Right?
Not at all. Not at all. But I'll tell you, there was such resistance. I had such resistance coming into that environment. I don't know why. You know why? Because people are resistant to change. By the way, Who Moved My Cheese? You need to read the book. If you're resistant to change, you've got to read Who Moved My Cheese.
Which I'm going to read on the plane. And I remember, that's a funny story, that when we first sort of got together in April, I had made, and you did see me in action because I literally brought all my food for the entire weekend, pretty much.
Yeah, but I didn't
hotel.
even know you then. I mean, that was like.
I know. Well, you didn't. Yeah, right. We had gotten done with our sessions. We were friends. We had never hung out really.
I was just making fun of you like I would have made fun of anybody at that point.
Right. So I literally brought food, and I had made goatless cheese logs.
Yeah.
And I brought them, and I think you tasted it, and you shook your head. No. Okay, and then fast forward. Now we're going up to Paso.
Like, oh my God, the goatless cheese, the cheeseless goat. Wait, what did you?
Goatless.
It's not
goatless
really
cheese.
Goatless cheese.
It's like goat cheese, but it's not dairy.
Yeah,
goatless.
It's goat cheeseless. It's goat cheeseless goat cheese.
Anyway, when we went to Paso, I made a log to take for myself to have with wine.
Off, on.
Okay, enough of that. And I said, and he goes, "Can I have some of that?" I said, "No, you don't like this."
Oh, but I do like it.
I said, "You didn't like it in April." He goes, "Well, I was an idiot."
Yeah, totally an idiot.
So I'm glad that you're on board because it makes eating and cooking and baking much easier.
On board completely. Hey, I just want to, before we wrap, because we're pretty much at the limit of our time for a properly timed Nice Guys on Business podcast, and I know you're a little bit more loose with your women, men, and relationships episode, so we can cut at any point. But I just wanted to spend a moment talking about the glory of being now having companion fare on Southwest.
Yeah, go for it.
How cool is that going to be? Anywhere I go, you get to come with me, free.
Looks like we can book our Hawaii tickets soon.
Oh wow, I can't wait. That's going to be great. I do think we have to pay taxes and
It's fine.
and fees, but it's going to be considerably less.
Oh yeah,
That should save us a few $1,000 next year.
at least.
I love that.
Oh my God, we have to do that for Florida,
Yep.
right? Oh no, because we're not flying at the same time.
We'll fly at the same time there. No, we won't.
No, we won't.
No.
Shit.
We'll have to figure out how we can make that. We'll fly back together. That'll
Okay.
be one flight.
Okay.
Okay, we got a whole bunch of stuff. That'll be cool. Yeah, the benefit of flying 110,000 miles this past year was that I do get a chance to do this companion fare. Southwest, love you, love everything about you. Thanks for the drink tickets.
And the free Wi-Fi we're hopefully going to get.
And the free Wi-Fi. And thanks for putting me in A1 through 15. Well appreciated.
Yeah, I checked in an hour late today and got C20. Like, how that sucks.
I love when you joke about it. You're always like, "What did you get?"
I'm like D55. I'm like, it doesn't matter. Whatever. You're going to get on the plane
that's
first.
a little Southwest humor for those that don't know. It only goes to C60.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, why don't we wrap here? Nice guy community. Never underestimate the power of nice and men, women, men, and relationships. Do you have any sign off for them? Do we? No sign off?
Not a standard one that we say every time.
No.
No, I usually say, okay, guys, we'll see you here next week.
What do you do? Now, how many episodes a week does Women, Men, and Relationships put out? 2?
2.
And I'm on one of them. What do you do the other one that could possibly have any value if I'm
Oh,
not
my
there?
God. Oh, my God. Really? Let's see. I interview other people like Dr. Jane Gwynn or people that have other information about following your intuition or things that have nutritional value or law of attraction. No, I do.
Okay. Well, if you are listening to this and you are a frequent listener of the Nice Guys on Business, give Women, Men, and Relationships a try. I will tell you, it's a great show. I have fun the one day a week that I am co-hosting that with JJ, and I know that the information, I'm just teasing her because I have heard many of the episodes where the other day of the week that the show comes out. And if you are a listener of Women, Men, and Relationships, please give the Nice Guys on Business a try because we're fun.
And if you're not interested in business advice or some of the guests on the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday shows, definitely check out Strickland Doug when they do their fuckery days, which is just what we're doing right now on Tuesdays and Thursdays. One more shout out that Sugar wants me to make sure that I do. And that is that if anybody's out there in the Nice Guy community or Women, Men, and Relationships who has a business or products or services that would fit my community, I still have 2 spots open for sponsorship for Releasing What Weighs You Down, January 10th to 13th. Email me if you're interested, and I'll shoot you the information and get you in front of my audience.
Okay. Steve O'Brien, take us out of here.